Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? What is up? What is up? It is Wednesday. It's feedback time. If you haven't sent your song yet, submit it now. Submit it now. All right, cool. Well, I get the stream going. And we'll do some feedback for y'all. Big news coming up soon. Got some showcase mix coming up, probably, mayhaps. Yeah, and some more fun stuff. I have a lot of things working on. I do this like every year where I have like a big lineup of songs I can release. And this time I'm actually gonna release them. Like before then, it's artists are artists and they just don't respond that much. They're really busy, I guess. So, but we have some good songs coming up. I'm excited for that, and this summer is gonna be pretty exciting. Yeah, just keep an eye out for any notifications from me on Discord or Twitter or YouTube, Instagram, all those fun things. With that being said, though, let's get it rolling. And I did not choose the right stream. Awesome. Here you go. Cool. All right. Next for feedback. Aren't you guys excited? It's Triboot. Triboot. What is up, Aspen? What's up, Whittlin? Whittlin? All right, let's hear what you got, Triboot. Nice. This is a melodic section, I'm assuming. It's a little outro. That's pretty cool. That's like pretty short and sweet. I think you should extend some areas a bit more so it flows a little better. This is kind of just too short for something that is kind of it sounds like it's playing too fast. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. I'm saying like the structuring is really minimal. Like you're not blending areas quick enough or well enough, I mean. Okay, so feedback stuff to say about this. I think your chord sections are okay. You have these parts where the saws are like they're pitching up and down like a tape stop effect, and then they're like reversing back into the new chord. Something that's a pretty neat effect. Be mindful though that you are like pitching out of tune. But I think in this case it works because you don't really have anything in the mids. So that's why it sounds like it's working and like it isn't crappy. If you do the same thing with like a mid-layer bass or chords that took up more of like the mids, it would sound a lot worse. But you're like doing it in a good way. So good job on that. Just be mindful of that that whole thing. The chord section also, the progression is a cool sounding progression, but I think in some areas it sounds like it's really what's the word? Like dissonant. It's like the sub bass and the bass note of the chords don't line up exactly. Or it sounds like it's playing the wrong note sometimes. I don't have pitch perfect ears, so I can't tell you like what needs to be pitched and where. But the chord that stands out to me, go back to the start. It's this third chord that sounds kind of messed up to me. The first chord sounds the best. Like it sounds like you have a really strong stack there and they're all harmonically like together and they're not too dense, meaning the chord notes aren't pushed together that quick. Or as I keep saying quick, I'm stupid. They're not pushed together that tight, so it sounds like big and wide and open. And then in here, it just sounds like some of the notes are wrong or something. So find out what made the first chord sound so good, like the intervals in between each note, and see if you can try to mimic that. Or maybe your bass note's just simply wrong or something. It could be a lot of factors, but that third chord just needs to be changed in some way. Oh yeah. This like build up thing. You need a build up. You can't just do that, bro. It's really jarring, and even though it can be a cool drop or something, you need to add like a build up. I'm chalking this up to you making this and it being like a work in progress thing. Like maybe you just haven't took the time to make a build up, but nonetheless, it's a feedback stream and you are sending it as is. So I need to give feedback as is on this. You just need a build up. Find a way to transition from the chords to the basses, build the drums up, make it feels like the energy is rising, the rhythms are going faster, make me feel unnerved and like something crazy is gonna happen, like you're gonna drop a nuclear bomb on my head. Just a little bit of that transition would go a long way. And while I do like the sound design that you have in here, it's very tonal and also it is pretty unique. I'll give you that. It just sounds pretty thin. Like this bass sounds like there's not a lot of mids or like low mids that are gluing it together. And the high end especially sounds pretty out of place. And that's in contrast with the second drop. Like this middle drop, or the mids in this part. Oh, also hi DJ. I didn't say hi to you. The mids in this drop are very full, and there's not a noticeable gap between the high end and the low end. So it sounds like everything's glued together and it's pretty thick. But this part, it's like the high end is way up here, and then like I have to jump over a big gap. And that can go up to like some of your sound design. Maybe you're somehow cutting the mids. OTT does this a lot. OTT actually smacks down your mids the most. That's kind of where I say stuff like if you want to put OTT on your bass, you might be better off just doing a mid scoop, because the sound you're thinking of when you put OTT on is basically a mid scoop. Unless you're specifically looking to bring up or like normalize the levels of the bands or whatever. Yeah, in this part it's just like I need the glue of the mids in somewhere. There's a part where the superstars came in. And the superstars coming back out of context with these really resonant basses. It sounds really cheesy. I know the superstars over here but it sounds like Big X is completely different, where you don't have a lot of really tight resonance parts in this intro, but in this drop you do. So you need to compensate for that in some way. You can have the same chords, but add some filtering or peaks that give it that kind of resonant sound. You could try some tricks with like spectral gates, or there's that new plugin called Anima or something. You could do like some weird thing where you take the chords and make it like a carrier or something. Same thing with like vocoder. You could use like vocoder or something the same kind of way, but just something to bring it out. You could do pitch map too, or whatever pitching things. I just think it would blend a lot better than the way you have the Supersaw going right now. And I do like these basses a lot. They sound big and chompy and just really good. The drums are also pretty weak. I think they sound like tonally something that you would want to hear. Like I don't know, they just sound like they fit this song, but they just aren't having the impact in the mix. You could really just chop this up to like just it being too quiet, honestly. So the kick you could definitely just simply turn up. The clap, however, is kind of hard because a lot of people mess up with the clap. They try to make it loud enough to punch out in the mix, but what they end up doing is boosting all these frequencies that are really harsh on the ear, and it does very minimal to actually boost the percussion part of the clap. So what you can do is you can just simply boost the kick, like I said, or do some processing to boost up the transient. You could do like a high shelf to boost the very transient, because that's all a kick really has for high end is the transient. So you can just do it like that. The clap though, a transient processor where you boost the very start of the frequency, or the sample, I mean. So it has like a really sharp spike at the start that can sound good in context, or you could layer something dry over the clap that you have, so like a drier rim shot. That's a technique I told people about a while ago, but like layering a rim shot over your clap as like a dry element, especially if your clap is really wet and splashy sounding. This kind of focuses something more percussive and not so splashy and really dry. That's in the center of the mix. It's gonna hit you in the face, and then the clap is gonna like sparaz around you. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. It's like a central percussive element that's dry. So you can try those out and see if it works for you. But I would definitely implement those because your drums are in fact weak. So thank you for submitting Triboot. It's been what, 15 minutes and my throat's already getting dry. I need to do something about that. I might get some water in a bit. Okay. Next up, we got Mud Ape. Oh, this cat. Why is he giving me the middle finger? That's messed up. Oh my gosh. this fucking melody comes back, bro. I like the contrast. It's kind of sick. Dude, and you like tease a little gun bass too, and I'm like, oh. Now, at first I didn't even think it was a gun bass. Like, I thought it was like some kind of trash can sound. Well, I mean, they kind of are trash can sounds, but still. I don't have too much to say about this. It kind of like lacks in the creativity part, just a bit. Actually, not just a bit. Like, it does significantly lacking in creativity, unfortunately. It def needs a build up. Yeah, maybe it could use a build up, like a short kick roll up or something. Something like that. I feel like the kick needs a transient shaper. I feel like the kick is hitting pretty hard. So on the creative part of this, the reason why I say it's kind of uncreative, and I know you only wanted mixing and mastering. This is just a quick little note. It is a repeating, barely, it's not even like a full 1 bar. I think it's like just kind of like half a bar of a rhythm repeating over and over, and then the last phrase is like some sustain. It's ba da 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 da. And given your sounds are cool, your bass is cool, a lot of this stuff is cool. People use this arrangement because it works well and it's kind of fun. But if you want to take them to the next level, you should have some kind of counter rhythm that's playing. So you have ba da 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 da. Some counter rhythm would be like ba da 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 da. I'm kind of trying to beatbox to a Tear Out song, so call and response, yeah, that could work too. Counter melody, or sorry, counter rhythm, or like an A and B kind of thing. I guess that would kind of be call and response. But it needs some kind of flair. Not only that, but it could use some sampling, a really strong motif. This sounds like a good start for something that could be really good. Like, you got the sound design down, drums are pretty good. Like, all I gotta do now is just focus on the little details. So the only real big thing I have to say about that, for like the mixing and whatnot, is the kick sidechain is a little too harsh. It sounds like the entire song is like dipping around the kick. But you can soften it up. You can let the sidechain soften up. It's okay to give it more of a curve instead of just a big giant duck, like a square. So just do that. Your song will sound better. Also, another thing I'm kind of hearing is you are ducking everything. And that's not to your benefit, because what makes your song sound really big and loud are your cymbals. Your cymbals carry your song so much. It takes a lot of time to get your cymbals right, to sound not just like white noise and make them sound like they have character, while also having a really loud song too. It's a really hard thing to balance. It's like trying to balance like a car on its nose. It's one of the most difficult things to do for mixing, just because it's such a big element and you have to think of the other big elements in your mix, and it's just a lot. So the thing you're doing wrong is you are sidechaining your cymbals, but you also do kind of want to. So you need to figure out how to sidechain them without just completely ducking them when the kick hits. The little tip that I like to give with the cymbals is just duck it a little bit, like maybe on the sample level, whatever DAW you're using, you just kind of add a little bit of attack, a little bit of a fade in to where the transient of the kick. This is where you should look at in like a waveform, if you can. Look at the waveform of your kick. You can see your transient, the little bright part of the waveform, the really dense little high frequency thing, and look at your cymbal. Try to fade in your cymbal a little bit after where the transient of the kick ends. So that way you have the full loudness of the transient pushing through the mix. And your transient of your cymbal doesn't do anything. It just lets the kick do its thing, and then it comes through. So you keep the splashiness of the cymbals and all that wideness. And you can do this for pretty much all your cymbals. I mainly do this for my crashes and my open hats. Those are the ones that, in my opinion, do the best. The other ones you can just sidechain. But yeah, also, another added benefit, if you like do your mastering right, those hi-hats are going to add a little bit of sizzle to your kick. So it's going to sound kind of crunchy, but like in a good way. The cat is still annoying me. I know, it's got anthropomorphic hand. It's kind of a hard picture though. That's funny. Oh yeah, the second drop. Yeah, this part of the drop is just too harsh. I feel like in this part, everything was more balanced because you had a more diverse kind of sound palette going on. I'm trying to find the words for this. But I hear like it sounds pretty full spectrum. Like if I put this in an EQ or something, it would look pretty flat. And that's kind of where you want to be-ish. This sounds a lot less consistent. It sounds like at some points the song is really bright and has a very high presence in the high end, like 10K and up, and then sometimes it sounds dull, like there's no high end, or the high end is placed really weird, so the tonality is not in the really high highs, but instead of just like in the mid highs for some reason. So it sounds like it's bouncing all over the place. Make it more consistent so it sounds like the sound isn't morphing, because it's not, but you just have different noise shapes going on. The best way I can give an example of this is like, imagine you're going through Serum, you're going through all different noises, and you have like the air can, or pink noise, white noise, and then you have like sizzle. Like they all have different noise profiles in the very high end. That's what I'm kind of talking about, is it sounds like it's really inconsistent. So that's all for that. Thank you for submitting, Mud Ape. Sick song. Do something awesome with that song, bro. All right. Next up, we have Espen next up. Oh, jeez. Observer. Whoa. I like that vocal. I do all genres. This vocal's really sick.
Let it out.
Nice. Oh, okay. It's that little zippy. It's like you just finished pissing and you zipped up your pants.
Let it out.
Dude, these vocals are really cool.
I see within you.
I like the delay that you put on them. I like this like reverse effect. Dude, it sounds like out of this world. It's like a Lovecraftian feeling.
The silent temper. The
Kind of reminds me of like Marvel a little bit. Just like fucking horrors beyond your comprehension.
undying urge. Let it out.
Yeah, this part here is just way too noisy. It's like you have an idea, or I mean, you've had ideas, and then they're all playing at the same time. You should commit to one thing. Yeah, it's just too much noise. There's like no purpose of this. You could just so easily skip to this drop because there's nothing really happening here. There's no progression. You aren't doing any cool sounds. It's just kind of like a wall of noise. You're not building any tension here. It's just like it's very stable and uniform. There's something where it's like you have like 3 hits of this or something, like and then like a big wash of reverb comes over, and then a reverse sample sweeps in, and then it does it again, and then you could layer like cinematic drums over it, and then you'll have a little drum fill to get into this metal part. And then this wall of noise makes sense contextually. It's like the wall of noise is what's building the tension, and you're adding to it and making it progress, so it's getting faster and more intense, and you're freaking out. And then the drop starts coming along, and you have this really tense moment where you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna piss myself? I think your pre-drop was great. But then this actual fake out came in, and it sounds really unpolished. First of all, you did like a high pass, I think, and then your kick that you used for the bar 1 got high pass, so the impact is just kind of weird, and then you get it side chained, so it's like you're side chaining for a heavy impact, but there's no heavy impact. You just hear the result of the side chain. It just sounds weird. And you have this like almost high passed bass, but I still hear sub, so it's like it's not a sharp enough slope, I guess. And then suddenly it becomes really loud. It's like this is a cool part, but the way you execute it is not that great. I would focus on bringing out the mids of the bass in some cool, unique way. Frequency shifter works. Just get the bass out of the way, man. Just use pitching, something cool. Vocals can stay as is. Fix the weird thing happening with the kick, and make it so the vocals aren't this much of a difference in loudness, and then you'll be good. I think the bass is pretty cool. It's a little messy, but it sounds fine. This little reverse thing, this reverse like laser, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I can hear a vision for it, but I don't hear it being played out. So the idea that I could have with it would be a lot different from what you would have. I think you should just revisit this part, or wherever you have this like zipper sound coming, revisit it and see how you can make it sound better, and then just apply it through the entire drop. I think your kick is too lasery. It sounds like you put too much disperser on it, so dial back that disperser a little bit. They also sound pretty weak, your drums. It sounds like also your drums, like you could just make them louder, honestly. Your drums sound like they don't have a lot of sidechain them on them. Like it sounds like it's pretty weak. And they're like super clicky too. I have a feeling you're using like a transient processor, but it's kind of too much on this. Like I'm not hearing the body of the drums. The drums are supposed to make the ground shake, bro. But they're not. So that, whoa, hello? Was not done with you. I think sound design's pretty cool.
Let it out.
I think this part from 1 minute 30 seconds and on, you could try and make it not this boring. It's just like a bass repeating. It's like one bass tone repeating, another one repeating. You can do some weird funky stuff and like make them alternate or something a bit more unique and inspired. This is just a little bit lacking on the writing part. But nonetheless, good song. And yes, I really like this intro. This is a fantastic intro. Like this kind of intro is what will get someone hooked to listen to the rest of the song because it sounds that great. And that's why it matters so much. So you have this intro part really good. You've nailed it really hard. Just work on the drop a little bit more and get that fleshed out a bit more. And I know it's a whip, but still, just work on it. And yeah, you should have a good song here. And thank you, Espen, for submitting. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Someone submitted on the paid feedback thing, and it's a dead link. Sucks for that guy. Tisno, if you're here, just letting you know your link isn't working. So. Was it me? It's Tisno. Bro, Tisno, you've been here this entire time? You're watching me, bro. Tisno, put it back in the form, and you need to click the copy link button. That's on the song. You can't just click on the URL and do it that way. It's not going to work. So hit the share button and then send me the shared link. Okay. Whittlin. Just make sure you do that from now on. Bro, nice. Dude, this song is so anime. It's so anime coded. Dude, this is beefy. Brother. Beautiful piano. Dude, he did like some crazy stuff on that piano to make it like sparkly and glittery. Nice. All in all, I don't have much to say about this because the quality is already pretty high. So a lot of what I'm gonna say are gonna be more nitpicky things. The most important thing I have to say is about the disperser usage and the master. But the writing is great. I have nothing to say about the writing. You have really good tense moments. The drops are satisfying and full. But there's some things you could do better. So in this part, you have a rim shot. This rim shot is like coming in and out of existence because of your master, I'm assuming. So I think this bass is a lot louder than your drums. And when the bass is louder than the drums, it's bringing everything down when it's hitting a limiter. So your limiter is pushing too much, and your sounds aren't uniform enough. Like, I think you need to put everything in a bus. You should use buses more. Buses are your friend. Buses are always good. I use them all the time, and every single mixing artist or mixing engineer in the world has tons of buses. They do buses of buses of buses. That's what they do. They do like some crazy thing where if they like have a full recording of like stems or something, they'll group all of the hi-hats, the closed hi-hats, they'll group all the room microphones. If they record like a real drum set, they'll group all of the overheads, and then they'll group them all into a thing that's like high end. So you know what room has high end and what cymbals have the high and all that stuff. And then they'll make a group for like the low end instruments like the kick, and they'll do a group for the bass, and they'll group them all into a category called drums. And then those drums will also have a parallel bus that is for reverb. So they'll have a reverb drum bus, and they get combined again into like the drums master. And then for other instruments, you have like pads, things that have chords, you know, bright elements. They just do that kind of stuff with everything. So the more buses you have, it just makes it easier for you to make things uniform, and also takes down the burden on the master. Bus on what? So things that I bus more drums than other things, but I also bus my basses. I have like usually 3 bus or bass buses that I use. So one bus is like for my main basses, so they're used commonly for the drops. The other buses, like the second one, will be something for like filler buses, so things that have really inconsistent low end and high end, or you know, their loudness varies a lot, so things that need to be compressed more. And then I have another bass bus, which is for things outside the drop that need more dynamics. And then you'll see like a pretty similar structure with like the synths and other things too. So like pads or whatever, or like a lead, it has something like that similarly when I need them. But the bass buses are what I mostly do. Yeah, I group stuff and mix them together. You group stuff, sure, but are you busing them correctly, and are you processing those buses correctly? Because your buses should be taking care of a majority of the work for the master. The whole point of your bus is not only to have them all grouped in one space, but to compress them in one space and add saturation and a bunch of other stuff. My iconic little tip I give people is, in your bus group, add a tape effect or saturation, just a little bit, so that your bases can sound thicker and more glued together. So if you have like a top end of a bass and a low sub, and you put them together in a bus and slightly distort them, it'll line up the phases and make them seem like they are the same sound, like they're coming from the same synth or whatever. So that helps a lot. Also, hello, Power Pill Fetus. Hi. Back what I was saying. Process them together, make them fat and thick together. If your bases, like in the sound design, I think this kind of sound design, you just have a lot more dynamic range with your bases. So just make sure to add clippers, things that get out the really high peaks, add compressors, so you kind of average their loudness out over time, and add limiters, so you can have a very uniform very uniform signal that also accounts for transients. So compressors are more like your over time long signal, and limiters is kind of what you want to use at the end of your chain, or it could be a limiter or like a saturation thing. They kind of do really similar things, just limiter has tools to make it not sound like it's distorting. And then that goes into like a bass bus or a sidechain bus or something, and then goes in the master. So it's already like pretty processed with everything. Maybe I should just gain change the bass. You could do that, but the problem I'm hearing with your song is that your basses are too dynamic, and it's kind of tripping out your drums. Your drums are more consistent. They will always be the more consistent part of your mix. Your kick isn't changing volume that much. Your snare isn't changing volume that much. Your hi-hats, you program how much loudness comes out of the hi-hat. You can program a shuffle. To have control over all those things super easily, and the only reason that there would not be uniform is if you wanted them to be I guess the opposite of uniform. The only reason they wouldn't be uniform is if you wanted them to be. But your bases are completely different. Like they can go all over the place without you wanting them to do that. But it's your choice to make them uniform and to make them more flat. Are you going to do sound design in this stream? No, this is a feedback stream only. If you want a stream where they do sound design, I have videos on Patreon. So that's just my general advice, is kind of process it more in buses and stuff, so you don't get this effect, because you can hear clearly like your rim shot just drowned there. It could be that you just don't have a rim shot there, but it sounds like a mistake. Like it sounds like suddenly your drums are getting really quiet. What about a sidechain also? What did you say before that? You say in some part of my snare are louder, and you can understand why, and yeah, I got it. Was the bass. I'm not sure exactly what you mean about the sidechain also. I'm kind of assuming you are using sidechain, right? So it just sounds like you have sidechain there. I guess what you're using for sidechain should matter, but I don't have a problem with it as far as I can tell. I think it sounds good. If you want to make your sidechain like present but not too heavy, just do a different shape. Like literally just sidechain the transient. You can do that. You can. I've done that. I do that for metal. Like when I mix metal, I just sidechain the transient and that's it. You usually feel the loudness of the low end, but there's like tons of different ways you can do sidechain. Like Ringmod sidechain was invented to be as transparent as possible, instead of like it being like your typical compressor doing it for you. Just try other alternatives. I would just say short sidechain always works well with drum bass, and if it doesn't sound like it fits, just literally sidechain the transient. The part that I said the snare didn't fit is this part. It just sounds like the snare is really mid-low heavy, and it just doesn't feel like it belongs there. Like I personally, I would want a snare that's a bit higher pitch and kind of more like dry sounding. I think it doesn't really suck. It's just like the low end of the body is what's bothering me. If the body was higher pitch, then it'd be fine. Honestly, a little cool thing you could do, you could just straight up pitch the snare up. Like just do that. Just make sure you aren't using like a pitching algorithm, because they're gonna destroy your transient. Just straight up pitch it, stretch it, whatever. Pitch it up. The other thing you could do is also use a frequency shifter, so that preserves like how long it is. So okay, in this part, the last thing I have to say is that you're just kind of using too much disperser here. So that's pretty much it. It's fine to use disperser, but all at once, come on. Anyways, thank you for submitting. Really good song. Liked it a lot. Next up, we have Tisno. I really thought this was like the track not found screen. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, cool. We're actually next up, DJ. Son. Nice bass. Ooh. What did she even say? Who knows? Dude, I'm such a sucker for big splashy claps like that. I'm just a little freaky deaky. I don't know, whenever Rhythm uses that kind of clap, it just kind of piques my attention because it just sounds so crisp. I like crisp sounds. Stomping on a leaf, like a crispy leaf, crunching it, just the best. So I have a few notes for you. This intro is just too loud, and spoiler alert, if I hear this, I'm probably going to turn this off just solely based off of how loud the intro is. The dead giveaway that your song is too loud is when the intro is clipping. Look at this sucker. It's a big fat freaking sausage the entire way through. Your intro should not even look like this. SoundCloud has the advantage where it shows you the waveform and tells you if you're going to get absolutely destroyed by the audio because it doesn't have any loudness normalization. So if a song really is like peaking beyond comprehension, you will hear it. So yeah, it's just not a good sign when you hear a song clipping in the intro. So that's the first thing, as you don't want your intro clipping. It's a really simple thing, so you shouldn't feel really bad about it. It's just like, oh, just turn down, the intro stuff. But also, this clues me into another problem, is your master is too loud. So it sounds like you're trying to compensate for something going wrong in your mix. Your mix, the most likely cases are your mix is too dynamic. Kind of like what I talked to with the last guy, but instead of just the bass, it's like your entire mix is really dynamic. That means it's going to be harder to make it sound loud and full, or that is the other problem, is that you just want to sound louder and bigger, or it could just be your basses are just way too distorted. But I think personally that you just want it to be louder, so you just turn it up more. Just always remember, when you want your song to be louder, always do in the mix. Last guy I was talking about, he should have done it in a bus. Buses are your little cheat code. If you want a really loud, crazy, gnarly bass, make a bass bus to do all that nice distortion and peaking in the bus. So that way, when the limiter on the master comes along, you're not doing that same processing on the drums. You want your drums to be nice and clean, but also really thumpy and dynamic and just fat sounding. You're not going to use the same stuff you would use on your bass. So that being said, like, yeah, process it differently. That's how you get your bass to sound more uniform and not so distorted. So do that. Easy fix. Also, you're 2 hours away from hitting my goal. Let's go. Also, your build up and drop are just kind of harsh. Your drop isn't so harsh, but your build up is totally too harsh. The reason why is because this clap is distorting. A clap distorting isn't too bad of a thing, but in this clap in particular, the slappy wet clap, it has a really strong peak at like 2k hertz, I would say. Maybe 1 to 2k hertz. It has a really loud peak. That's what makes a clap sound like a clap, like that's what it sounds like. And it also just so happens that that is the frequency that humans are more sensitive to. So that means you have to do less to make it hurt my ears for that frequency. So you need to be really careful with that. That's what makes the song really harsh. That's why I was saying turn this entire intro down so that when you do have this kind of build up, you don't have to deal with the harshness of a clap distorting like that. Now, I do like this kind of bass, like it sounds kind of dry, and it sounds a little different from what I'm used to for like square four things. So the tones sound pretty good. I just kind of wish it didn't sound so like it's kind of stagnant. Like it doesn't sound like there's any movement happening. It's just kind of the same tone. I want to hear a little bit more movement and life into this. Pitch bend, shorter notes. You could do a lot here to make it sound more interesting. But I still like the tone. It sounds cool. The other note, this is the last note for this song, but your sub bass is completely messy. Your sub bass is all over the place. It's like playing, it sounds like it's playing eighth notes, bro. Bro, your sub bass is playing 16th notes. Like, do you hear that? I don't think you want to do that on purpose, but I think it's a mistake. Dude, it is totally doing like 16th notes. Yeah, it's most likely like a mistake that's happening. The way you're processing this bass, there's somehow something happening where it's oscillating at like 16 notes or something. Like it's oscillating really fast and it's noticeable. The only thing I can think of that would do that is if you have unison on for your sub bass or something causing unison. Any widening effects that you put into mono, that's probably what's happening. Because it takes two voices that are really close together that are summed to mono to create that really fast oscillation. So you need to look into that and see why it's doing that. Also, your sub's kind of weak in this part, so I would boost it up anyways. Look into that and try and fix it. Alrighty. I'm going to get a drink. So I'll play this song for you guys, and then I'll get a drink and come back real quick. Okay. Also, you guys be the feedback people tonight on this one, and I'll come back. So do your best. Back. Oh, I didn't even know it's like 4 minutes long. Might as well listen back to it. And my throat hurts. Wait. I like that it's bouncy. Whoa. What the hell is that? Wait, DJ, did I do your submission? I can't remember if I did or not. Yes, it's still a submission. I just realized I don't see yours. Did I go through it? No? Can you just send the link in chat and I'll look at it? I don't know what happened to it. I saw it and it's just not here anymore. I think I deleted it on accident. My bad. Just send it and I'll review it now. Yes, I see you, Arson. I have it. It's fine. It tells me what you sent. All right. All right. I see. Wait, bye. Has none, I guess, yours after. Oh my fucking. Okay, the notes that you had for me is the mixing and mastering. All right, it's as loud as I can get it, bro. Please do not focus on how loud you can get it. Um, when people do that, they destroy their entire mix. Believe me, I've witnessed it time over time. People try to make a song positive less or something because some of their artists like sudden death. Um, Fortunately for you, you didn't do it enough to destroy your mix, but it's still noticeable a little bit. Like your drums are being drowned out. And I don't think you would need to even worry about the drums being drowned out if you had a little bit of dynamics in your mix by letting your limiter breathe a little bit. You know, you don't need to have a complete brick wall of a song. But your basses are definitely overly distorted, and it also keeps your drums from hitting harder. Remember that you're not at the worst part, but you can also do better with it. So the notes I have is the intro bass. Your intro bass is really wide and also just generally loud. I think the wideness isn't too much of an issue, honestly, especially the early part of the intro. But when you're heading towards the buildup, you're trying to kind of focus your attention into the mids and like make you feel claustrophobic, you know? You want to also do that because you want to add contrast to the drop. The drop is supposed to be really wide and expanded and big sounding. So you have a lot of energy and it impacts you a lot more. So the only way you can do that is if you have contrast. So creating contrast, remember, it's like getting a really low value and getting a really high value and comparing the two. Like you have really high contrast. Think of like colors, like really dark and then really bright. Same kind of concepts, except really mono and really wide. Really bright, really dark. Stuff like that. So let's apply the brightness and darkness and the stereo stuff. So it's a problem when it's too wide here. Because you want to add the wideness in the drop. So if you start cutting away, chipping away at the wideness, I'm not saying make it completely mono because it's going to sound really dumb, but just make it a little bit mono and automate that little stereo field to where it gets a little bit more and a little bit more. And at the very end of the build up, you're like 50% stereo width, and then it just expands really big to full width on the drop. So do that. And then let's talk about like brightness contrast, okay? So your drop is kind of like full spectrum. Like you have all your lows and highs and everything. But the difference is you don't want your build to also be full spectrum. So let's go to like 5 seconds before the drop hits. So you're doing this contrast with everything else, but not the bass. And I don't really understand why. If you just cut out the bass here or automated it in some way, you would be doing this part of the step, but you're not. And also it's like wide, so you're like doing a double whammy of something not good here. Okay, it kind of sounds like it. Oh yeah. You're also doing the reverb thing, which is another step. You're making it really washy, and that's in contrast to really percussive elements in your drop. So that's another thing to do. I think your drop kind of lacks some motif as well. It's just a bit of a afterthought after hearing it a little bit. But your drop needs like a central idea that brings everything together, like a hook or something. Also, your little vocal stream is just simply too loud. Like you just need to turn it down. That's really it. And your kick. No, you're fine. You can submit whenever. I actually hear your kick sounds fine, but it doesn't sound fine in other parts. Like it sounds like it's being drowned out by other sounds. And I'm not sure why. Like I hear the kick here, but it's not sidechained, I guess. It can still be louder anyways. So just do both. But that's all the feedback I really have for you. So thank you for submitting, Tech. And sorry that kind of skipped over you. But thank you for submitting. Hope it helps. Back to Has9. I saved my notes for you. Nice. Okay. I already listened to the full thing. I have notes here. So it sounds like you have a vocal that's playing like vocal chops, and like you're filtering it. It sounds like a bandpass or a peak or something. It's going wow wow wow. It sounds weird. Just because it makes the vocals sound really wonky, like wow wow. It makes it sound really nasally too. I think you just need to tone down how much of a filter that is, because it's a little bit obnoxious, man. Also, something that's doing a really bad disservice to your song are these supersaws that are in the background. This is the worst thing you could do, having supersaws that are playing chords or like main melody synths, and they're pushed as far back. Like it's such, like this is terrible. This is the worst thing you want to do. So the reason why it's so bad is because supersaws are very noisy sounds. The high end is basically just noise. Like you can't discern any harmonics up there because they're all just so scattered and there's so many frequencies up there that it's just random. That's what noise is randomness. So when you have that really bright noisy element and it sounds really quiet, it feels weird because things that are in the background that much aren't that bright sounding. There's a reason why in like physics or like audio recording, the further away you're from something, there's a thing called dampening. So like imagine you're screaming into a pillow, like when you're crying really bad because you're not the best musician to ever walk the earth. You're crying into your pillow. Just imagine yourself crying into your pillow. Think of something sad, or try it yourself and tell me how it sounds. It's muffled, so the high end is really dampened. You can't hear the really nice, clear that happens when your tears are falling down your face. So when you have like elements in the background, usually just low pass them. That usually works the best anyways. Or add some filters to make it kind of sit in the mids. The mids are kind of like a good place to put sounds that are in the back. So yeah, just do something with that. Either do that for the supersaws or bring them up so they're a lot louder. You can't have both. Also, I think your progression is weird. Your progression is... Your bass is like playing dun 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 dun. But I don't hear that happening with anything else. Like I hear your chorus doing like some of the weird thing, like dun 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 dun. Like they all sound like they're doing their own thing. It's like you took band members and played them all different songs, so they're all playing different songs and they don't know it. They're like all deaf or something. Do not get 10 Mozarts in a room. They will make a very good song. Oh yeah, and this like 8th note supersaw thing, I really do not like. It sounds really goofy. So I think the direction you should go is the bass progression. The bass progression has the strongest sound. I think you should make your instruments all align more with what the bass is doing. So that means pitching the vocals to be in tune with the bass. Cool trick you could do is you could try and make it a seventh. So whatever note the bass is playing, pitch it an octave up and to the seventh of the note, and that'll give it a cool housey vibe. So try that. I think that would work. And another case of sounds just doing whatever because it's funny. Like you have this really wet, I don't even know what to call it. Like it sounds like a steel drum. Like it's just doing its own thing. Like it's a central element. You're having a counter melody, but it's so far back and then reverbed. Like I don't get the decision making on this. When you add reverb to something, you're like pushing it back into the mix. Think of like someone walking in front of you, right in front of your face, and having a conversation. Like, is there gonna be reverb? No. Why? Because your ears are directly fucking in front of them. So if you want something to bring your attention, like, dude, if a guy walks up to your face, one inch away from your face, you're gonna think he's gonna kiss you, man. Is this lead gonna kiss me? No, this lead is minding his own fucking business, not even part of anything. Like, dude, it sounds like it sounds like it's on the top of a building. Dude, if my lead sounded like that, I would be on top of the building, man. I'd jump down too. Fuck. Anyways, those are things you need to work on. You really need to think about what effects you're putting on things, because reverb pushes things back. When you have a low pass, it also pushes things back. Things that are more mono and centered sound like they are more focused and have more attention. Things that are wide sound like they are supporting and in the background or making up an environment. So think of it that way. That's a bit of an easier way to think about stereo width and like frequencies, but also remember dampening too. It's a really important factor. So thank you for submitting. Move on to the next one. Hope that helps. Dude, if you don't do that, I'm literally gonna do the thing. I don't think I can say it on Twitch, but you know what I mean.
A war.
Let's try it again.
Which no lord arose.
Is that the FL Studio emoji? I didn't know you could get that on Twitch. Welcome, brother. Oh, it's me. That's my sample.
The call of long lost grace speaks to us all, to the lands between.
Where's that vocal from? Bro. Okay. All right, this is too long here.
A war leading to abandonment by the greater will.
I like his vocals.
Rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long lost grace.
Whoa. Sick bass drop. It's a bass up. First ever bass up.
Call of long lost grace speaks to us all. To the lands between.
Nice. I'm still typing. Teacher, give me more time. Okay, I need to stop saying I sound so stupid. So on my notes for today's class,
The call of long lost.
I like the intro. The intro is cool. You have like a monologue of a guy talking about something important. I don't know what he's saying. Honestly, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just like, oh, it's a cool voice. Yep. Like that. Sounds kind of like Dark Souls. I never played the game, so I wouldn't know, but it's like giving me that kind of feeling. The world's in between or something.
All to the lands.
And the lands in between. Okay, you did a cool job with this fake out thing. I think it worked pretty well. And you have like this like knocking frequency, like it's pretty cool. I like it. I think your main gun base, it sounds good. It kind of a little too distorted though. Like you're distorting it so much, the low end is suffering. So think about that. You just kind of take back the distortion a little bit and let it breathe. It's okay. This Reese, bro. What in the hell? Bro, that Reese is ripping ass. I don't know what you did to make it sound like that. It sounds like it has 20 saturators on it, all working overtime and hard clipping. I don't even know what to say. It just doesn't sound good. Completely redo the Reese. Just find a different sound. I don't know. It just sounds way too blown out. I like the little snare fills. Those are pretty interesting. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Your bass, the bass. They are inconsistent. The first bass that plays.
To the lands between.
Like this one sounds more full, and then this bass kind of degrades into something that isn't as full and sounds weaker. Like that's what happens here. I don't know why. I think it's like that knocking sound is just not there, I guess, but it's gone. And you'll never see it again. And there's like a resurgence here, which is pretty cool, but you should do something to fill that space because it makes me sad. It's like I lost a friend or something. So you know that this bridge here is too long. I guess how long is that? It's like 15 seconds. You could cut that in half.
A war leading to abandonment. Rise.
It's pretty cool. And then you go back to this fucking bridge bullshit. Do something cool here. Like add a eerie sound. You know, like I don't know where he took the vocals from, but it could be like people fighting with swords, like swords clanking each other, clankers clanking it. Or like some kind of wind. I don't know, man. Just some atmosphere that fits this vocal. Like if it's taken from Dark Souls. I don't know what Dark Souls is about. Like take Dark Soul sounds. Add Dark Soul sounds in that part. Atmosphere. Yeah, bro, I just clonked a clinker. That's what Zoomers gonna start saying in like 40 years when AI robots start looking too thick. Oh yeah, the last thing I was gonna say is add effects to your vocals. They sound good. It just adding delay would make them feel so much more powerful and cool. Powerful and cool. Anyways, thank you for submitting, Triboot. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next up we have Arson. Meh.
When something's gone out of kilter.
Oh my gosh.
Kilter.
Ooh, wait, this arrangement's kind of cool.
When something's gone out of kilter. Kilter.
Bro, wait, that groove is really good. Bang, 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 bang. That's a good one. Ah! Dude, why is these drums? Jeez.
When something's gone.
Ah!
Kilter. Something's gone out.
Dude, that vocal is fucking nuts. Oh my gosh. Dude, that would make all the dogs in a 10-mile radius flip the fuck out. Do not play us at a freight convention, dude. Bad things will happen. But I like the arrangement. It's good. Oh my fuck. Jeez, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's pride number 1. Fucking DS those vocals. Oh my gosh.
When something's
Fuck. It's just in my face right now. Like I'm doing the stank face, but like it's stinky.
gone out of kilter.
I'm playing in front of a dog right now. You should replace the high end of the vocals with the bass, because the basses do need like a high end. They sound really dull.
Kilter.
You got really stompy drums. I like the stompiness.
When something's gone out of kilter.
Dude, when I hear those vocals play, it like sends a shiver down my spine, and I just fucking curl up into a fetal position.
and killed her.
I don't know much about the arrangement. It's great. Good job. It feels bouncy and natural. Except for this fucking part where the drums come in. Holy moly. Dude, you just have the ear-piercing sounds. It's specifically the hi-hat that's doing that. The hi-hat sounds super insanely bright. So it fixed that. One thing I do note is the intro just sounds boring. Put it simply. It's just, I don't know, just doesn't have any flair. You did like an audio fade there. Just doesn't sound that great. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about that. So thank you for submitting. Hope that helps. Please DS that voice. Next up we got Wabs. Wabs. Welcome. Check out my stuff on Patreon, by the way, guys. Whoa. Whoa. That's a big. Should I read this before I even listen to your song, bro? I'll say I know my issues here intros is too simple. Is like a rhythm kid trying to make it out of his comfort zone for the first time, which I am. Also, the cymbals in the drop are a bit too loud. I'm just getting out of my comfort zone for the first time. Okay, but if you have any other feedback, that's nice. Okay. Dude, that height, that ride. Okay, that's just a ripping ass sound, bro, straight up. I like that effect. It's cool, it's a vibe. Is that snare supposed to have a low end like that? Honestly, I don't have much to say about this. It's pretty good. I mean, it's just slightly uninspired, but still, like for future rhythm and you going out of your comfort zone, getting out of it, I think you did a good job. The only thing is, for if you're gonna be doing more melodic stuff, it's just gonna take some time. That's pretty much it. Like writing music and getting used to music theory is sure like you're learning your knowledge, but just trying to even program it and getting more used to putting down the notes with your mouse instead of like playing on keyboard. It just takes some time to get used to. Like it really does. The only way to get better is just make more songs like this. That's it. But you should absolutely keep practicing this because it will help your rhythm song making so much better. Learning anything, any other genre for that matter, does the same thing. So good job. My notes for you is that the ride is too loud. This ride that's just sizzling over everything, it just needs to be turned down. That's quite literally it. It's really it. I don't know. I have some minor things I'd say about the melodic parts. You're doing like this 1-5-2 progression, which is kind of weird. It's like bun dun 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 dun. So that's like it's like a perfect fifth interval. You're going dun 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 dun, and you're going on the 2. It's going dun 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 dun. So when you go from the 1 to the 2, that's a whole interval, just one interval on the scale. And people don't usually end their progression like that. If you want to add that tension of like it's kind of going back on the 1 but not really, use either the major third or a minor third. I think you're making this in minor, so try the minor third, see how that sounds. So for example, if you're on let's say just major for simplicity's sake, C major, you're on C, that's your root note, that's your 1. You're gonna go to G, that's your perfect fifth, the 7th note, or the 5th note in the scale, I should just say for scale's sake. And instead of going to the 2, go to the 3. The 3 in the scale would be E, and that should sound more organic and like it flows better. And you can also transpose it down, so instead of it going a higher pitch, it could go lower. So that'd be just cool to try out. When you're doing, the only time you would really use a 2 is when you go to the 3rd. So go 1 2 3. So dun 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 dun. That dun 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 sounds like it's resolving because it's the perfect third, and it just sounds nice. And you can end on that, or you can end on the 5th. Dun 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 dun. So just try that. Learn how people structure chords and stuff. It's pretty simple. Kind of get an ear for that. I have not a clue what you're talking about. OMG, haha. Okay, quick music theory lesson for you. So notes are typically on a scale. You have your major scale and your minor scale. Those are the most two popular scales. There's hundreds of scales for everything, but think of it simply like this. C major, okay, is all the white keys. A minor is all the white keys. Look at your keyboard, you see the black keys, just don't think about them. So C major, try to find where the C key is. It's usually the white key that's below the 2 black keys. That's C. And when you're going up the next white key, you are moving up in the scale of C major. And so C, which is what the scale is named after, or the key is named after, is the tonic. The tonic is the first key in the scale that you're going to press. So you know that one's 1. And in every scale, there is 7 notes. So it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. So your major third would be your E, and you are going to your 2nd. So your perfect 5th is your G, so you count up 5. So C, D, E, F, G. 5 is your 5th note in the scale. That's how you know that. And 3rd is your 3rd note, and so on. So that's how you identify what chords you're using. And that's how you know what chord you're playing, if you're playing a major chord or a minor chord. So like I said, major third, that 3rd note is a major because there are 2 spaces between the C and the E. It would become a minor if you took it a half step down. So a C minor chord would be C, E flat, and then G. And that's what it means. But you would be in a major scale, so you wouldn't even see that. So try thinking like that. Look up more music theory stuff so you can tell what I'm talking about. And yeah, good luck on the writing. Yes, playing piano is very helpful. It keeps you from doing all the guesswork too. Yeah, thank you for submitting, and hope that helps. Oh my goodness. Ah. Yeah, that was a little harsh, man. That's just a straight up different note. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Dude, that was so unexpected. Ah! Ah! Okay. Where to start? I have a lot of notes for you, so strap in. This intro. First thing we're gonna talk about. This intro is messy. The low end sounds like there's a lot going on. And it's also very harmonically simple. It sounds like everything's an octave. Like your bass is playing the same riff that your bell is playing. And it sounds like you have a Reese bass that's playing the same thing as well. Most of the same. You need something that isn't just a half step, bro. The entire song is like perpetually stepping down. Bam, 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 bam. It's like it's going nowhere. It feels like you ever see the video of like the infinite buildup? It's like that. It's like a shepherd's tone. Look up what a shepherd's tone is. It's like that, but I feel like I'm falling always. It does make for like a cool bass progression, but dude, the entire time you're kind of abusing it here. Have some parts where you don't have that half step. Yeah, I was just trying to make it eerie. Dude, literally, oh my goodness, you would love the Arabic scale. You would love it. Guess what that scale is made up? Only half steps. You would go ballistic, dude. You would go crazy. I'm telling you, bro. Go look up what the Arabic scale is and just memorize it. You're welcome forever. That's the only thing you'll need to use from now on. Arabic, I'm Canadian. Yeah, I mean we know Arabic numerals, don't we? Why can't we know Arabic scales too? That'll fix your little addiction to half steps. And while you're at it, just look up other cool scales. I use Phrygian a lot. Phrygian's the one I like to use because it's fun. and it also is compatible with like more Western scales, like major and minor and natural, neutral, whatever. So it's just a nice scale that also has half steps. So there you go. Also, dude, let's talk about this bass real quick. Why are you pulling a prank on me like a magician where you just take something out of my ear? Oh, what's this you got in your ear? Oh, it's the bass of the song that I made. Dude, it comes out of my right fucking ear. Like, that shit was not there earlier. You put it there, bitch. I just think it's so weird. I don't know. I never heard a fake out like that where you fucking pull something out of my ear like that, dude. It sounds like you took my it sounds like you took my like earbud out. Like you just fucking stole my AirPods. That'll be mine. That's mine. Thank you. And the fucking bass is completely mono. Dude. Like that was my last earbud. That's the only fucking one I have. I don't have a left one. I just have the right one. Okay, first and foremost thing, add some fucking width to your bass, dude. It's completely mono. Add some chorus. The chorus always helps me. Chorus is my friend that is there when I'm in need. Have to make a stereo. I fucking knew you were gonna ask that, so I answered it before you could even type it, bitch. Things like chorus are always good. Do some just little adjustments. I like to make the rate slower and add a little bit of feedback. And usually you filter it. Like some choruses have like a filter option where you can cut the lows out. So you just do that. And obviously mix it to your taste. Don't go crazy with it. There's hybrid dimension as well. And there's also, you could just do unison. So you could have two voices playing instead of one, and the two voices are panned hard left and hard right. So one voice all the way to the left, one voice all the way to the right. And that's just an easy way to make it stereo. And then there's obviously reverb. Don't sleep on reverb. It's really cool. Just make a reverb bus that is high pass, and then send that bass over and make the reverb have a really, really short decay. So it doesn't sound like it's, you know, floating in space or something. And fucking do it again. Just toying with me at this point, man. The snare is weak. It just sounds like it's not hitting hard enough. It's going up to it being too loud or too quiet. I mean, I almost said too loud, but it's too quiet. And it can also be a bit splashier. Like maybe you could add some reverb to that too. And holy cow, man, your sub is so overblown. Like it's so loud, and it just sounds so distorted. I don't know what to say about that, man. I don't know what you did to do that. Like it sounds like the same thing's happening on your kick. So it kind of leads me to believe that you have something with your master where it's just being distorted. Oh, you're using OTT. Oh, there it is. Okay, so what OTT does is by default, the little way it distributes its bands, it smashes the low end. So your low end just gets obliterated. Like it just fucking turns it down. If you're gonna use OTT on your master, at least like turn up the bass part, because I'm telling you, it fucking destroys it. Like it makes it so quiet. I have 2 limiters and compressors on your master. I mean, that's fine. Hopefully your limiter is after your compressor though. But if you still have it on the sub, like it's gonna absolutely demolish it still. Like it still does. So either take off the OTT or boost the low end of the OTT just manually. So do that. Yeah, and your situation with the saturation is too much. Your sub should sound deep. And also I feel like you should have it lower too. Like the sub bass sounds like it's pretty high. I'm not gonna comment on really anything else, but you have an addiction with Half Step that can be cured, so there's hope for you still. So thank you for submitting, and this is the last one of the day. Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak. You're welcome, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Hope that helps. Oh. Did you write lyrics?
How can it be when I'm all alone? My eyes always seem to bleed. I don't know. If it's just one step at a time, why won't my limbs climb? I'm pulling out teeth just for space to breathe. Oh, how can it be? Rising tides, was it? You or I, was it? With it to die, you've got me hypnotized. Please don't let me go. Please give me a heads up. For all the time that you commit mistakes, you've been away on it. You fill my head with fallacies, you make me feel like an idiot. Is it 6:30 yet? I wanna feel of no regret. If I wake up another time, maybe it will. So how can it
It was really good, bro.
be? I'm all alone, my eyes always seem to bleed. I don't know. So how can it be? When I'm all alone, my eyes always seem to bleed. I don't know. If it's just one step at a time, why won't my limbs climb? I'm pulling out teeth just for space to breathe. Oh, how can it be?
Nice. That was good.
My limbs climb. I'm pulling out teeth just for space
He's
to
gonna play this while I type more stuff.
breathe. Oh, how can it be? Rising tides, was it? You or I, was it? With it to die, you've got me hypnotized. Please don't let me go. Please. When I'm all alone, my eyes always seem to bleed.
Nice. Okay. I think I wrote everything down. Your vocals are well recorded. It's surprisingly hard to get them sound good, so good job on that. Your vocals just need a little bit more compression, and they do need de-essing. Listen to your S's. Your S's are very harsh. And that comes with you, if you're recording really close to your microphone, it's gonna pick up really, really well on those S's. And also, if you are blowing into your microphone, I don't know if you have a pop filter, but that also contributes to that really hissy sound. I have, the hell did I just do? I have I don't know even what, it's like styrofoam, not styrofoam, it's just like foam over my microphone, and that prevents like air from pushing the sensor, and that keeps my S's from sounding really harsh. So it's just like a natural dampener. Like me talking about screaming in my pillow, it's kind of like that. You know, you don't hear it as harsh, but still, a de-esser, you want to do that per instance. If you have a recording where you're kind of making a chord, so it's like multiple takes layered on each other, you don't have to worry about too much. You can just simply put an EQ on it, and if it's even better if it's in the background, because then you could just slap an EQ on there and call it a day. But for a vocal that is very centered in like the focal point of the song, it's important to keep it really consistent. and it just needs a bit more compression. I feel like people, when they are making something with vocals, they treat vocals like this relic. They're like, I can't do too much with my vocal because then I'll ruin it, and I have to keep it really raw and unprocessed. Like, it's like the organic people, man. They're like, I need my organic unprocessed food. It's like, it's still a vocal, man. You can still process it any way you want. It sounds good to you, then use it. In this case, I think your vocals could just use a bit more compression. Like, they sound like they're kind of fading out in some points, a little less consistent. And then a compressor would just completely fix that. Like, turn the ratio up a little bit and dial in the attack and release. Remember, by the way, the attack and release is what gives it like transparency. Like, the only difference between a clipper, like a genuine distortion, and a compressor is the attack and release. If you turn the attack and release all the way down, then guess what it is? It becomes a clipper. So just dial the numbers how you want it. If you want it to be more transparent, turn up the attack and release. If you want it more harsh and hard and intense, then turn those numbers down so it's closer to 0. But I would go on the harsher side of the compression. And DS, just use your preferred de-esser. On your vocals, like frequency wise, I think it's missing a bit of mids. That's like a part. Like, it sounds like you kind of scooped your vocals a lot, which I don't blame you too much. Scooping stuff sounds fun and good, but you are doing it too much here. You need that body, and you have a lot of room to play with. Like, your vocal is a dominant part. They don't have that much instruments, like your guitar is doing its own thing. Speaking of the guitars and the drums, your guitars and drums could be brighter. It could clash with your like kind of feel for the song, like what you're trying to do. But in my mind, I see the drums and the guitar taking the exact same place, and you have a lot of space in the high end where it could kind of sit instead. Your guitar especially, guitars always sound good. Acoustic guitars always sound good with more high ends. Like, you get the sound of the guitar being picked. You hear the actual pick rake against the guitar. It just sounds really good, and it fits really well with vocals. So if you're able to capture that and add some clarity in that guitar, and also scoop out a little bit of the muddy frequencies around like 300 hertz, do that. And your drums, I think, automatically would just sound better if you did that process. So try those things. Let me know how it sounds. I think it'll sound better. So yeah, thank you for submitting and trusting that I had good advice for you, because I think every single song I've played before this was all dubstep and EDM. So pretty bold of you to send me a song that isn't dubstep and not think I had bad advice. So thank you for submitting and check out my stuff. For that will be the end of the stream though. So if you're all happy with the stream, I invite you to go look at my Patreon. I have a bunch of cool stuff there. And I do weekly production videos, and I do sample packs. I just released a pack a few days ago of a bunch of drums and cool tear out guns and stuff. So yeah, check it out.